day off today and we're going to spend it exploring Istanbul. We've just crossed over the bridge here onto this side, and first things first is we're going to go and see the iconic tower which is just behind us over there. So we're starting our tour of Istanbul at the Galata Tower, which is just behind me. It's one of the most iconic landmarks of Istanbul. You can go to the top. It's about 30 euros per person though, so it's quite expensive, especially if there's 2 or 3 of you. But we're just going to enjoy it from down here because there's quite a queue today. But it's had quite a history, this tower, as had most of Istanbul. It was built in 528 and it was originally a lighthouse or like a wooden watchtower structure. And I think in 1348 it was upgraded to a stone structure. But over the years it's undergone fire, it's had a bit of damage to it, but it was fully restored in 1960 and is open for the public from then.
Sean's heading into a souvenir shop.
This is for you more than me.
Have you found a pad?
Yeah, I am encouraging your habit. I think they're like slightly military ones, but I think they will pass.
Have they got just a Turkey one?
Well, there's an
with a flag?
Istanbul.
Ah.
They've got a few flags.
It's the best we've seen, isn't it?
Yeah,
We've
you don't
hardly
really have much of
Oh,
a
I
choice.
quite like that one. That one's good.
The BMW one there. They must know that's a sign, isn't it?
It is. I like the one with the turkey on in yellow in the crest. Patch secured. We can now continue the trip.
See, I am encouraging this habit.
No, it's just that you've bought into the idea of the
well,
frame.
you've committed now, haven't you? You've committed.
Right. I love wandering through these streets.
That was £1 as well. That's your cheapest patch yet.
It is, yeah, but it definitely wasn't like a tourist patch almost. It was like from years ago that they dumped in a bucket. So I like this area. On this side of the water. We're not on the Asia side, we're still in the European side, but it's really nice to wander through the little streets here.
Yeah, there's more of like a small cafe, small restaurant.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit more authentic than the other side.
We'll have to go see.
Like it has smaller restaurants that are seating like 10 people, not that are seating 50 to 100.
This is true. Prices seem a little bit cheaper here as well, I would say. Just a little bit.
Possibly, not much though. I don't think there's a big difference.
So here is the tower. It's as impressive as I remember it.
I do feel 30 euros is too expensive to go up the tower.
So the 2 towers together are 60 and the pass is 100.
That's the Istanbul 5-day pass.
Wow. I don't think I can justify that.
No, we're only here for a day, aren't we? But maybe here for a week.
Maybe, yeah. Here is the queue to go up into the tower. I think it must be one heck of a walk to the top. It's at least, I would say, 10, maybe 12 stories high. But this is where you go to queue up to then queue all the way to the top. There we go, it's good. Smile! Good. So we are going to walk down Oyuk Hendek Street now, and this street is actually beautiful. You can really see the European influence, can't you? Through this street.
It's got a bit of the Paris cafe vibes here.
It has, yeah, but also like the architecture with the windows that come out and the balconies and stuff. So we'll take a wander down here, cut around and see what we can find. This is kind of the selfie street because, as you can see behind us, the tower in its full glory. It's actually quite interesting. When you walk up to the tower, it's like, where's the tower, where's the tower? And then you just turn one corner and you can see it. It's like a mystery little walk up. You have to trust the process. So we're here at Old Java, gonna get some coffee at this little roastery here. Let's head on in. So this morning we walked over from the kind of Blue Mosque, Sophia Mosque area. We walked over the bridge and headed up towards the Galata Tower area. We're going to grab coffee and start the day. I'm really quite excited to try this one. This place comes highly recommended, so we'll see what their flat white tastes like. They do have oat milk options and lots of other milk options, and then I think a little bit later we'll head for something to eat, but coffee first.
Got a standard flat white. I think you've got a iced flat white there. I should have gone for that. You always do this. Take my order, and then you go and order something better, and then you come back, and I have to stick with what I ordered.
We can share it. We can share it. Give it a try. It smells really good in here, doesn't it?
It's actually really good, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got a good whiff of the coffee when they were grinding it before. It smells good.
Can I try that one?
I think you'll like that one.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to trying this. Oh, it's strong and that's a really good coffee. So I was talking to the barista while she was making it. She said they've been here for 10 years and they do roast a lot of their own beans, so you can definitely tell that it's fresh. I'll try the iced flat white. So they tend to just put the milk at the bottom and then add the espresso. You have to give it a good mix. But in this 30-degree heat, when the coffee is cold, it's slightly more bitter, so I think you're going to like that one. Got the call to prayer going at the moment, but it's such a cool street this because we've got like coffee shops and loads of kebab places, and then you've just got like a light store and a place to get like light switches, and then like your tourist shop, and then a coffee shop. It's real mixed, isn't it? It's not like one dedicated street for the tourists.
It is a city that's just got. Oh, stopped. It's 1:10 now, so is it on the hour or? But
Maybe.
I don't know. That was 5 past.
It's nice to hear it though.
The funny thing is you have all like the household shops mixed in as well. So if you need like a water pump or a new shower, you can get that next to your souvenir fake Louis Vuitton cup.
Yeah. I think the tourism has like been faster than they can even possibly imagine has come in this area, because we were here 5 years ago and there was no coffee shops on this street. There was 1 or 2 cafes, but now you're getting like your matcha lattes here and your soy mocha frappuccino with 2 pumps of sugar-free syrup. Like, it wasn't like that 5 years ago. But it's good to see how developed that it is getting. But then you've got these shops in between that have probably been here for 20, 30 years that are now sitting on prime real estate, but they're just selling a couple of lights.
Maybe someone's getting their souvenir house numbers or something.
Maybe. I think I'm in the mood for a juice. Are you?
Yeah, would be a good idea. They've got the pomegranate ones here too. I feel like you should have something you don't really get at home.
Yeah. These fish kebab shops are also really popular and they're quite cheap as well. It's just like
fish kebab.
Fish
Why
kebab.
Is it just a big fish and they shave it?
Gonna head down into the underpass now and head over to the bridge where it'll take us over onto the other side of town, and head over to the Grand Bazaar because that's fun.
I think so. Is it? Although the spice market is closer, I think. Is it on the way? The spice market.
Yeah, maybe
first?
we do the spice market first.
Right, walking across the Galata bridge now into the historical side of Istanbul. Now there's been 5 bridges here over the centuries. I think the first was built in 1845, but the one we're walking on now I think was around 1993. This is a more modern version, but the bridge is used as it was. A lot of guys fishing off the side there. In fact, whenever you come here, there'll be at least 100 guys fishing off the side here. It's actually amazing what they're catching. Some are only catching little ones, and I think the biggest ones are about that big. But from here, you get a great view of the historical town of Istanbul. You can see the new mosque over there. You can see Sophia in the background, and I think you can just about catch a glimpse of the blue mosque on the horizon, and also the palace gardens, where we're going to head over now. So the Spice Bazaar is just over there, which I think will be our next stop.
So behind me there, you can see that is the new mosque, and you can just about see in the distance the towers of Mosque Sophia and the Blue Mosque in the distance. We're going to head over there in a minute, but what I wanted to point out was this sea just over here is called the Marmara Sea, and as Sean was talking about before, it's quite an interesting area because on the other side of the bridge, which is this side of me, it actually links up with the Black Sea, so you have quite a lot of culture and a lot of different lands and seas all meeting here, which makes for this like melting pot of culture, which is what Istanbul is all about.
Quite an interesting waterway behind me there. Just in the background is the continent of Asia. We're standing in the continent of Europe, and I think it is the only city in the world that actually shares two continents. Tomorrow, we'll be riding the bike over this bridge and we'll be heading over to the Asia side where we'll continue our journey of Turkey.
It's amazing to see what they can catch, isn't it? Behind me is the Galata bridge we just walked over, and underneath on both sides there are tens of fish restaurants that you can go and enjoy some fresh fish. I would give you a slight word of warning: if you do choose to sit here and sit on the edge seat nearest to the water, you will get pestered quite a lot by every different type of person selling you multiple things or even playing you music. So just a word of warning: if you want a peaceful dinner, I would recommend heading into the town. Okay, here we are right down at the front where there are hundreds of fish sellers where you can grab a quick fish kebab if you want, but they actually even have seating, or they sometimes even cook on the boats on the water. It's quite an interesting little spot really. And just further down here is where you can get some of the boats. Now a lot of the boat trips here you can do around €30, but if you want to just hop over onto the other side, you can get public transport, which is a lot cheaper an option. So I first came to Istanbul around 5 years ago now, and it was kind of at the start of my travels, and I remember arriving here and I very distinctively remember standing in this spot with all of the sellers and all of the noise, and everything was so new and it felt so overwhelming. And now I'm here 5 years later and I feel quite at home. So if you do come to Istanbul maybe as your first trip, it could feel quite overwhelming. There's loads of people asking you questions, trying to pull you into their shops. There's no harm in it. They're very respectful, they're very nice. You say no, they leave you alone, which is nice for, first-time travelers. And you also get a really unique experience here in Istanbul. It is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of location, and that first initial culture shock that you do get when you arrive here, it dies off after a few days, but you can't beat it really. It just brings a big smile to your face. So this is quite an important spot for me in my travels. I do remember that feeling when I first arrived here of being quite afraid, quite nervous, and just having everything around you be new. But now it feels really nice, and yeah, just generally quite, I don't know quite how to put it, but I feel a little bit more at home here, which shows a lot of growth. But when you do arrive here at the beginning, don't be too worried. It's just new, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think we're going to head over now to the Spice Bazaar, which is another experience in itself.
One of my favourite street foods here in Istanbul is corn, and there's plenty of little places selling corn on the way, so you're never more than 5 minutes away from a corn shop. It's 50 for one, which is about £1 basically. Just one of those things.
Continue for 1 hour and 45 minutes, accompanied by the history and natural beauty of the Bosphorus.
Just heating it up on the charcoals. It's good. It smells great.
There is no need for reservations for
Yes, please. Thank you very much. Cheers. Have a good day.
That looks good.
It's hot. It's burning the hands. Might burn my mouth as well at the same time. Pretty good. Some salty too.
Next up on the Istanbul tour, we're heading into the Egyptian Bazaar.
Right, we're inside the Egyptian Spice Bazaar now. I'm guessing originally it was only spices that got sold in here, hence the name, of course. But it looks like there's a bit of a mixture today between jewellery, souvenir, teas, and of course spices. I think there's more of the stores outside of the market as well. But yeah, you can really smell the spices in here, and it actually smells really good.
A lot of the spices here in the bazaar we can get back home in the West. The one that I have noticed that we still struggle to get is sumac, that they have in a giant pot here, which is a spice that they use a lot here in salads. It's one of our favourites that we picked up when we've been travelling. But I have noticed, like I said, we've been here before around 5 years ago. The shopkeepers are a lot more chill than they were a few years ago. They kind of ask you in, but they don't really stop you. As you can see, they're all really friendly. They're all just trying to get your business, which at the end of the day is their job too. But it's quite an interesting little walk through. A lot of the shops are the same product over and over and over again. So you can haggle if you are here to buy some souvenirs or you want to take home some spices from your adventures. Keep going to a different shop and you might be able to get the price down a little bit. Any spices taking your fancy, Sean?
No idea.
And if you're not into any spices, there's Burger King on the outside of the Egyptian spice bazaar.
They always ruin the best locations.
Ban them. All right, where's next? I think there is some more little stores, market stores around this area, and then we'll head over to the Grand Bazaar. But wow, it's busy, isn't it?
It is busy, yeah.
You can buy anything on these streets. Towels, wedding dress, plugs. Literally deck out your entire house and your wardrobe in 2 streets, which is quite cool. It is like a road. There are cars still coming up and down it, but some absolutely gorgeous designs. So my first purchase has been made. I picked up a scarf. I didn't bring one with me on the tour because I knew I wanted to buy a couple along the way, and this one was from a little shop just around the corner from here. It was 120, which is about £2, I think, and it's really soft, really lovely and light, and it was a female run store, which I really liked. So I'm gonna head up to the Grand Bazaar now, and then we'll head over to the mosques. Now I have something to cover my head with. So we have just entered the Grand Bazaar. I don't think we entered via the main gate, we entered via one of the side gates, but it's gonna be fun to go and explore this.
It is. You can already hear the noise of the hustle and bustle of the bazaar here, where people are bartering for prices and haggling going on there. But apparently it was founded in 1461 by Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror, which makes this market over 550 years old.
Wow, that's a long time. So there's a lot of history and heritage here, so let's head off and explore.
There are 61 covered streets here and over 4,000 stalls here, making this one of the largest indoor markets in the world.
The Grand Bazaar can take nearly 500,000 visitors a day. It is bustling in here. The air is electric as well. There's a million different smells, a million different sounds. People bartering, people just having a mooch around. Some people just doing their daily shop. It's quite a unique little place, and each alleyway you go down looks completely different. So the one we're walking down now is really intricate archways that have been hand painted by the looks of it, and columns and pillars. But yeah, it's such a cool place for a wander through. So even though the bazaar is huge, it is kind of separated a little bit. So we just walked through kind of like the gold and jewellery section. Behind me you have kind of the rugs and all of the tapestries. And I think we're going to have a little wander into the antique old market now.
We're leaving the bazaar and resisted purchasing anything. That's the thing with the motorcycle tour, is we don't have too much space to collect things on the way.
Yeah, it's also quite interesting in there. You should go in and experience it for yourself, and it's not everything that you want it to be at times, and it can be quite overwhelming in there, and there's a million options and a million people trying to pull you in different directions, so it's not the most chilled out shopping experience.
No, but interestingly enough, it was set up as like a financial hub where before banks, people would store their gold there, exchange money, and would operate businesses where they could actually be regulated by this kind of security. So that was the origin of it. I don't think it was originally set up strictly for like a market as such. But I think we're going to try and grab something to eat, but I fancy heading over to the Cistern, which is like the underground water storage. It's not a bad thing to do when it's getting too hot, because it's nice and cool down there.
All right, I haven't done that before, so I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Whether it's, I think it's definitely still open, but I'm not sure how big the queues are going to be, because you do need a ticket to go down there, but we'll have a look.
So we are just near the Cistern, and we have come for a coffee at Kahverengi Roastery. This place has actually only been open for a few days, and I got myself a latte. Sean got himself a, what did you go for? The iced Americano. And yeah, this is going to be our little coffee before we head over to the Cistern. I'm really excited about seeing it, but let's give this a try. Ooh, that's really good. I went for a creamier one today, but yeah, what a nice place to just sit and enjoy. Watch the world go by.
In the queue for the Cistern Basilica now. It's quite a short queue at the moment because it's late in the day. I think we're only going to be queuing for about 5 minutes. I think you can buy these tickets online, which is a bit quicker, but we're just going to get them at the counter today, as we didn't really plan much of our route today.
Hello, 2 tickets please. Thank you very much. Can I pay with card please?
And we're in. This is the underground Sistine Basilica. It was built in the 6th century in the Byzantine era. and it was used to hold the water for the Grand Palace that's just around the corner from here. But it's actually pretty spectacular once you're down here. Now, apparently, they built this using the Roman columns and other bits that they had above ground. And there's somewhere around here where there's you can actually see the Medusa heads actually supporting some of the columns. We'll see if we can find it actually. There are 336 of these columns and they're all 9 meters tall. Like we said before, some of them are mismatched because they were recycled basically from previous Roman structures. It's a really impressive place and it's about £25 per ticket, which it's quite expensive, but for me this is one of the highlight places to visit here in Istanbul. It is really spectacular. And I think it was quite famous because it was used in one of the old James Bond films. I think it was From Russia with Love.
This one's quite interesting, it's got quite a few details on it, and some of the other ones have no details at all.
Yeah, it's a complete mismatch of whatever they found. But the fact that there's 336 of them, it makes you wonder what Roman buildings there used to be up the top there that are no longer there. There must have been a fair few destroyed if this was just one example of where they used the bits. It's pretty awesome here to walk through all these columns. And just in this corner here is the 2 Medusa heads, and one is actually upside down. They don't actually know why they've been put in or what the story was behind them, but they're really intriguing to look at, so let's go and have a look at them. So in Greek mythology, Medusa was one of the 3 sisters of the underworld, and she could turn people that looked into her eye into stone. And here's a Medusa head here under one of the columns, and they don't have a clue as to why it was put here, but I reckon they had a column that was a little bit too small and they needed to pack it out a bit, so they just put that underneath. But there's another one just there that's actually upside down, and why it's upside down, again, they've got no idea why. So here is the second Medusa head that is completely upside down. And it's amazing to think that this whole cistern here was actually forgotten about and only rediscovered again in the 16th century, which is unbelievable to think the size of this place, and it got lost basically. It could fill the equivalent of 32 Olympic-sized swimming pools inside here, which gives you a good grasp of the size of this place.
This place is fascinating, it really is. Such a unique thing to have, and just to think that like above us is streets and cars and shops.
Yeah, it shows how well built it is when you imagine what is actually above us, because this is a big space here. Yeah, the entire street is above us. I don't think the mosque sits on top because that was across the other side of the road, but it's quite disorientating as to what is above here. But the vaulted ceilings here are very impressive and actually a work of art for something that wasn't meant to be seen.
Yeah, that's true. And can you see even on that pillar there's letters, there's like carvings.
Yeah, there is, yeah. Roman numerals, I guess.
It's like every column you look at has a different feature. So, like you were saying before, you really can't imagine what it must have been like in Istanbul before they destroyed a lot of it or brought a lot of it down here. Like, look at that one, that's got an entire inscription on it.
It has, hasn't it? And the fact that the pillars, some are similar, but there's lots of differences, probably makes you think that one was from one certain building and another was from another one.
Oh, and the lights change every 2-3 minutes. You get like this one now where it's quite dark and blue, and then a brighter one comes on, kind of highlights all the different things. The column behind me is known as the tear column, but contrary to popular belief, even though it does have similar resemblance of tears, it's actually based off a tree trunk design, and it can be seen in other parts of the world with this same kind of pattern. I think it looks like a tree. I don't think it looks like tears, but you can be the judge. Occasionally, as you're walking through here, you just get like a drop of water on your head.
You hope it's water. There's toilets above here.
Oh. If it is a super hot day in Istanbul and you want to cool for a few hours, this is the place to come midday.
It is lovely down here actually. Climate's great. That's our time in the cistern finished. We're going to head back upstairs now, and I guess we're going to go and see the mosque a little bit later, but I'm getting quite hungry now, so I think we should go and find something to eat.
So I know we were here yesterday, but we had such good food and such a good time that we're going to head back. We're heading into there to the I tried, and then nearly getting hit by a taxi. We're going to head over into there now and see if we can get some food.
We didn't know that there was a terrace last time, so I think we should at least go and have a look at it this time.
Hello. Hi. Thank you. Upstairs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Hi. Thank you. The smell. It smells so good.
Should be quite a good view up here. We've done, what, 3 floors now or 4?
Yeah, I think this is the 5th. Hello, sir.
Hello, welcome.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Good, thank you.
Welcome, nice to see you. Hello, big boss, how are you?
Good, yourself?
Everything's good? It's working?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Back again.
Welcome to Ortaklar.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So we are on the terrace, and this is Ortkala kebab since 1997. So what's that? 28 years old. This place is. So I'm gonna order some hummus. I think for the 2 of us, that is 165 Turkish lira. And I also think we had yesterday the falafel that was really good. Do you fancy that as well, Sean?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have that again. It was brilliant.
What's your thoughts on Istanbul then, Sean?
It's a great place, isn't it? There's so much going on here that you never get bored here. And
No.
I feel like you only walked a very small amount of it today because it is like a maze in there. You don't know really where you're going or where you've been. But yeah, Istanbul is always fun. This is, I think, my 4th time here, and I'm not even starting to get bored of this city. It's a great place.
Appetizers have arrived. We've gone for 2 hummuses because it was so good yesterday. It's a little bit of a chunkier texture, this hummus, than we're used to, but it is really nice. Sean's gone for something he didn't try before, which is the bean salad. This is the dip that they bring. It's kind of like a tomato salsa, quite chunky and a little bit spicy, and the shepherd salad as well.
Falafel plates have arrived, as if the starters weren't enough already, but these are great, these falafel. We had these yesterday, so it's no surprise what we were expecting today. I don't know if that's common practice to dump it in the hummus, but it tastes good.
Oh, great.
Yeah, like, see how the falafel is made?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the guy in charge.
The smell of the spices is really strong.
You have a nice kitchen. Good.
Yeah.
Falafel değil mi usta? Falafel var. Evet. Also your food falafel.
Ah, so the falafel.
You want more?
No, I
Oh, we are
can't eat
full.
anymore.
We are full.
Next time. Do you know this one is pastır, mantı?
Oh, this is like a pasta dish?
Yeah, mantı.
Mantı.
Yeah, in Turkish we say mantı.
Oh, wonderful. And this is sumac?
No, it's pul biber.
Again, what?
Pul biber.
Pul biber. Wow.
Spicy.
Very spicy.
Yeah. Have also sumak there. Sumak.
This one is sumac.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, we like
This is my favorite spice. It's really good. Oh, perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
My friend. All third floor.
Yeah.
And second floor, first floor,
And the kitchen is on the first floor, right?
In the core grill.
Ah, okay.
Pizza, pizza.
And has it been the same way since 1997?
Yes.
Always the kitchen on the ground floor.
Yeah, that one.
Always.
But other one here, no, new.
Ah, this one is new.
Yes. Here the first row.
Yes. Wow, it's hot here.
Yeah,
You can
well.
feel the heat.
Ah, yeah.
Master chef.
Master chef.
Yeah.
Wow. It looks too hot for me. Hi.
This stays hot 24/7, or at night time it goes cold
Nine
again?
time, like slowly, 2 o'clock finish.
2 o'clock.
And tomorrow 10 open, 10:30.
10:30. Wow, long days for you guys.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you for
You're
showing
welcome.
us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that is also
This is the pizza.
Yeah. Pizza lahmacun.
The bread
okay.
station as well.
Oh, wow.
Special
Hi.
bread. It's a pleasure.
What is this bread called?
Ekmek, pide. Tırnaklı pide.
That sounds too hard for me. Try again one more time.
Tırnaklı
Tinakra?
pide.
Pide. Tinakra pide.
Tinakra pide,
Okay.
yes.
It was very tasty. Thank
Also
you.
master chef. Master Hasan Usta.
Hi, nice to meet you guys.
Professor.
He's the professor.
Yes, professor.
Professor. It's nice to meet you all. Thank you for dinner. It was wonderful.
Thank you very much.
See you again soon. Thank you.
I see
Bye.
all people follow your YouTube, okay?
Oh, thank you very
I will
much.
search.
Bye, guys.
Thanks very
nice
much.
to meet
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, how sweet were they?
I know, yeah. What a setup they've got as well of like
so cool.
the bread, the grill.
And everything was freshly made. So, you know, you go to a restaurant and they hand you a basket of bread and you expect it to just come from another bakery. They're making the bread, they make the pizza, they make all of the falafel, everything by hand. And it's one of the most reasonable places to eat in the city. So you're getting everything you want and at a great price and supporting local business. Really love that place, definitely would return.
So the sun has started to go down. It's really cooled off in the city. So we're going to head now to the Blue Mosque, which was built between 1609 and 1616. Obviously one of the most famous mosques here in Istanbul. This is a good time to visit, I think.
It is. The light is just perfect upon the stone. Wow.
So apparently it is called the Blue Mosque because it has 20,000 handmade blue Iznik tiles that decorate the interior. I think it's a common misconception that people think it's called the Blue Mosque because the roof has a slight blue tinge to it, when actually it's because what's inside.
The outside of the mosque here is absolutely stunning with the intricate marble work. It's not mandatory for women to wear a head covering when walking around the outside of the mosque. I prefer to wear one just out of respect, but we're going to head in now and I think it's prayer time, so we need to be as quiet and respectful as possible as we head through. Oh wow.
Wow, it's pretty impressive that, isn't it?
Beautiful.
The colours on the stonework here is so impressive. And this is the perfect light to come and see it.
Wow.
So that's the entrance over there, I think.
Do you see that? The sun going down through this?
We are now inside the mosque. I'm being as quiet as possible, but this is what it looks like inside. Never forget to look up when you're at these wonderful historic places because sometimes the best view is up there. Look at that. Pretty cool, right? We're going to head out of the mosque now and head towards the Sophia Mosque, which is around a 5-minute walk from here. So the sun has officially set, which means there's a lovely cool breeze coming through as we walk towards the Sophia Mosque, which is more known as like the pink mosque here. It's got a gorgeous like pink tone to it on the outside to the stone. So we're going to head over there now. If I remember correctly, we get separated straight away at this one.
Oh, okay. I can't remember. I think
so.
there's a separate section for the ladies.
So behind me is the Sophia Mosque. Now it opens at 8 a.m. until 7 p.m. for guests, and you're allowed to view from a viewing section at the top. It's around 9:30 now, so it is closed for us visitors, but lots of people are heading in for prayer anyway. But as you can see, it's quite beautiful. It has gorgeous grounds all around it, lots of places where you can get corn, have a drink, and just soak up the atmosphere.
So a few facts about the mosque behind us there is the original name is Hagia Sophia, which meant holy wisdom in Greek. Now the interesting thing about this one is it was originally built as a church. It then became a mosque, then became a museum, and now is back as a mosque again. It was built in 537 by the Byzantine Empire Justinian I, and it served as the world's largest cathedral for nearly 1,000 years. We're coming towards the end of our day here in Istanbul, and what a great way to start our tour of Turkey.
I couldn't agree more. It's been the perfect start to what will be the next 2+ weeks we spend exploring Turkey. But Istanbul has been fantastic. Everything I remember it to be, and actually more this time. It's been really nice to explore the Cistern today, go back into the Bazaar and see all of the mosques. It's been, yeah, a wonderful day, but it's coming to a close now.
Yeah, it really has, hasn't it? And although we've done a lot today, we've packed quite a lot in, I still feel like there's so much more we can see, which is great because it always gives us a reason to keep coming back to Istanbul. Yeah, but looking to tomorrow is quite exciting as well because we're back on the bike. We're going to continue our journey east, and tomorrow we're going to ride across the 2 bridges. The bridge that we crossed today, this morning, and then a second bridge which is going to take us into a new continent for this tour, and that's into Asia. So join us in the next episode as we continue our round the world motorcycle journey.